Mr. Sani, if we get you correctly, this is the direction of the thinking of the opposition, the People's Democratic Party, that there may be a groundswell of support within the rank and file of the party to bring back former President Goodluck Jonathan to contest the 2027 election. And if you're saying that he will complete the tenure of the South, which is 4 years, and he cannot, by law anymore, contest after that. What you're saying is that the PDP is prioritizing zoning above the interests of Nigerians. So it's not about what Nigerians really need now. It's about what the PDP is pushing such that power can return to the north. So the PDP is more concerned about power returning to the north than what Nigerians really need for transformation.
No, now, I don't know what you mean by interest of Nigerians. Who defines the interest of Nigerians? The interest of Nigerians is to ensure equity, fairness, and justice. That's the interest of Nigerians. And how will Nigerians be judged as to what constitutes their own interest? What constitutes Nigeria's interest is when they decide who they want and at what time they want him. It is not about any other thing, because if it is transformation, Goodluck has been tried, trusted, and tested, and he has the capacity to deliver. So why would Nigerians reject him? If he knows himself that Nigerians will reject him, he will not even agree to all the calls being made for him to join the race. So he knows that Nigerians at the moment are looking for not a messiah, because we cannot get a messiah in Nigeria, but we can get somebody nearer to a messiah. And that most times in the north, in fact, the current thinking is that if Goodluck Jonathan comes back, price of rice per bag will return back to 8,000, even though that is not correct. But because they believe that he has a magic wand, that there is something he can do to change the current dynamics, the economic dynamics, the security, even though security was one of the issues.
It is demeaning, insulting, derogatory when politicians come to tell us that Jonathan, a failure from 2015, is our best option. But he has a near messiah, attributes that can save Nigeria. That Jonathan has a magic wand that will bring rice back to 8,000 naira, and Nigerians will be saved. It is foolish. Dele Farotimi got it right. We've been so abused to now reduced to not to be able to think like human beings anymore. We've been reduced to think like second-class citizens. That's what our politicians have turned Nigeria into. Nigeria is a system that rewards corruption. Nigeria is a system that rewards failure. But when they see success in the face, they'll do everything possible to pull it down. Where in the Constitution did the Constitution say that power must go to the north or power must be rotated? These were agreements made by politicians, not Nigerians, because those politicians could not see beyond themselves. They could not see a Nigeria where a policy, a principle work, where we have a national idea of how things should work, where it's about policies and ideas. The best person with the best ideas win. Get the right people with the right ideas to help push that idea forward and for the betterment of the lot of Nigerians. But they're always talking of smaller things, zoning. So when politicians come to talk about zoning, they're talking about themselves, right? They're talking about themselves, the politicians and their political parties. And they dangle the carrot about Nigerians in front of Nigerians. For example, a case in point about dangling carrots is about what this man called the price of a bag of rice back to 8,000. So the Nigerians can then say, oh, it's going to bring rice back 8,000. And then Jonathan comes and says, I can't do it anymore. But then they're already in power. The same thing, the same way the APC lied to Nigerians. It was never about policies. And it's still not about policies to these politicians. Somebody like Sani here, it's not about policies. He didn't tell you about policies that Jonathan will bring. A Jonathan that couldn't, solve the problem of insecurity. Again, like I said before, it is nice when you go back and think about what Jonathan said during the 2023 election. The blood of any single Nigerian is not what his personal ambition, his political ambition. So he steps aside. That's commendable because you cannot put that side by side in the same thinking with the way this current Bola Tinubu thinks. No. This current one thinks it's time to run, and he tells his people, go snatch the ballot by force and run with it. And they did exactly that. It didn't matter who died in the process, as long as his own personal ambition is fulfilled. So that's commendable on that ground. But on the ground that Jonathan is our salvation, that he has a near Messiah identity or character and traits, and Nigeria needs to rescue us because power must go back to the north. Please. Who are you to say the north? The north includes the 10-year-old on the streets in Katsina, the 5-year-old in the streets in Bauchi, in Gombe, in Damaturu. When did they consult you to say they need power back? What does Nigeria need? Is a working system. Is a working Nigeria where every child goes to school, has a good option for good healthcare, goes to school, has abilities to have basic amenities for his electricity. What are the policies? These politicians never talk about policies. They never talk about, principles and processes to put in place to put Nigeria in the right track. They always talk about zoning. They always talk about rotation, that it benefits them, not the Nigerian people. So when I hear this has been going on for a long time. I decided to want to talk about it because I want to bring this to the forefront. Nigerians, wake up. Whether you're in the north or in the south, wake up. These politicians don't care. What they care about is for them to go back to being recycled back to power. But they always say it's because of you. Because of you. The power rotation between the north and the south has not worked. It's about time for us to think beyond it. And as long as we have these politicians with analog mindset, analog thinking, Nigeria will never move beyond that. That's why we must force it to happen. We must go beyond the northern zone and the southern zone. Let the person with the best ideas come and talk about your ideas. Let's see. Let's see how you will transform Nigeria. Let's interrogate Peter Obi. Let's interrogate Shorare. Let's hear about their principle, how they'll transform Nigeria, where they will get the money from. Not just it's my turn. These are the kind of questions we should be asking them. Intelligent questions rather than, the North wants power back. Who are the people in North that wants power back? Will it not be the same people who have been in power since 1999 that have been shouting they want power back? So why are we falling for that same nonsense trick these guys come with every 4 years? The North want power back. The South wants power back. Who is the South? We are from the South. We are from the North. That's why we don't have a national identity. We only have our own cultural ethnic identity. Do you understand? Let it be about policies. Let it be about principles. Let it be about systems. How would you put these policies, these systems in place such that when you're not there, the system works regardless? And then we can get rid of this corruption. This idea of zoning and quota system and state of origin must be scrapped from our system so that we can have ideas and put the right people, not the worst of us leading us. Reason why people like Sani come on national TV to tell Nigerians and North, and as they've been pushing, is because the worst of us are in government and they cannot think beyond their noses. And it's enough. We need to call it for what it is. And we should be very active in this whole process, because if we let these guys, they will ruin our nation. They've seen it already. They've done it. So if you wait for them to continue and you don't speak up, they will do even much worse than what they've already done. That's what I think. What is it you think about what he said? What do you think about what I've just analyzed? Do you agree with it? Put your comment in the comment section, please. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to subscribe because we need to grow this channel. We need to get to more people. And also recommend this channel to others. I will catch you up in the next video. As always, God bless you. Bye-bye for now.
That affected him. But he was tackling it very well.